This is Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking California Common. We're going to do a California Common, I don't want to say deep dive, but we got two of them here. This is brought on by the fact that Skyline Beer and WeHa Brewing collabed on a steamroller, which was a California Common. It is one of the least common beer styles around. The one that most people know extremely well is Anchor Steam Beer. That is a California Common, and that is the most, to coin a phrase, most common version of it that we can find locally or even nationally. There are a few others around here and there, but it's pretty rare. And so I looked up what it is. It should typically showcases the signature Northern Brewer Hops with woody, rustic, or minty qualities in moderate to high strength. Light fruitiness is acceptable. Low to moderate caramel and or toasty malt aromatics support the hops. No diacetyl. It should be medium amber to light copper, generally clear, moderate off-white head with good retention, medium body, medium to high carbonation. Overall, it should be lightly fruity with firm grainy maltiness, interesting toasty and caramel flavors, and showcasing the signature Northern Brewer varietal hop character. So, that's a little bit about California Common. The other thing I didn't mention is a lager yeast, but they ferment at a ale temperature. So, why don't we go ahead and crack both of these and get some of them into the glass and see what we got. As always, if you like the reviews, and this is technically not a full review, if you like the reviews, please subscribe and go ahead and leave comments. Now, I will admit, I know WeHa's brewer fairly well. We're good friends. I also will tell you, and he will tell you, that he prefers that I be as brutal as possible when I talk about one of his beers. So let's see what we got. First, we'll take a look at the Anchor Steam. We got definitely a fair amount of combination. We got that just slightly off-white head on the top of it. It is clear. There are a few bubbles streaming up through it, not a ton. And it is probably a darker copper color. Now let's look at the steamroller. It's not as filtered. It is not clear. We had a fair amount of head on it. It is dissipating fairly fast. And I cannot tell if there's any bubbles streaming up through it. And we do have roughly the same color, other than the fact I have a hard time getting the light through it. But the color is probably a medium copper. Oh, and the head is the same semi-white, off-white color. Aroma-wise, I'm getting a very metallic aroma off of this. Just a hint of the caramel. And a little bit of fruity, like maybe a hint of like a grape or... Okay, let's try the steamroller. So we get, again, a little bit of that fruity, maybe grape or whatever. Just the barest hint of caramel. And a little bit of toffee. So, cheers. Again, Anchor. So, malty, a little bitter, very smooth mouthfeel. It finishes fairly bitter. I'm getting a like a toast or a breaded toast on the back end of it. It drinks much better than the aroma indicated. Like I said, I was getting like a metallic aroma. I don't really pick that up at all. It is a little bit sharp at the back end, a little bit bitter at the back end. But again, that roasted malt toasty really sticks with you. Let's try the steamroller. So, this one's more lemony, citrusy up front. I would think it's a little bit undercarbed. I'm not getting as much of that carbonation, fizzy that I'm looking for. It seems to be more in a smoother, I don't want to say New England style IPA because it's not that, but it's got more of that less sharp mouthfeel to it. It does finish nice, does finish bitter, does get a little bit of that fruity, like I said, I use grape and I'm thinking similar tones here, a little bit of grape. Finishes quite bitter. Neither one of them has a hint of the acetal that I can pick up. So, actually, good job. Considering you're going up against Anchor Steam, one of the classic beers, and you've heard me talk over the years before about how important Fritz Maytag is to craft beer. Maybe there is no craft beer without Fritz Maytag. I mean, he was hugely influential in the fact that he kept Anchor alive. Comparing the two, a little bit brighter, a little bit less hop, man, hoppy's not the right word, a little less hop characteristics, a little bit more subdued, a little bit smoother mouthfeel, but you definitely, like I said, you're picking up some different characteristics in the hops. I said I got a little bit of lemon. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of spice. Oh, you know, this time it's warmed up a little bit more. I do pick up a little bit of the lemon. And the toffee. So, in the few minutes I've been flapping my gums here, which is about 7 minutes, this is warmed up a little bit and it's brought out a little bit more characteristic in the hop. They both should be Northern Brewer hops. So, the hops should be the same. Get right down to it. Very similar. Good job by Skyline and WeHa to go ahead and really bring out a classic but underutilized style. And really super take on the Anchor Steam. It's not a mimic of it, but it really hits the high points of what you're looking for. Score-wise, I would say it is a high B to a low A. So we will equivocate and we will say a 90. So we'll make it an A beer. So until next time, keep drinking.